So no worries. I'm not going to ask you.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Sorry, my Google Home just went off. All right. Well, that's getting edited out. Great. How are we doing today?
Good. Excellent.
Good. I am here with the band Tarah Who, which is Tarah Carpenter and Coralie. Remind me how you say your last name?
Herve.
Herve. There we go. Totally
Yeah.
messed up. Why ask? The awesome duo.
Thank you.
Coming out here. Thank you very much. Now you guys have a new video coming out soon.
Yes. May 29th, finally. Super exciting.
Yeah, I had a question because I did an article on you guys back in December, a little spotlight, and I had written that the single had come out then, but the video is coming out now. Why the gap in time?
Being independent and the lack of financial, like everything at the same time. I think that's the most accurate because, well, we work with Maria. She's our really good friend, Maria Quintana. She's our videographer. And we had this idea in mind. We did a budget. We didn't have it at the time. And then we were all working on different things. So yeah, it was just not coming out. And the thing is, we're independent, so we can just do whatever we want.
Oh, sure. No, I get it. I get it.
and it's good. It's good because, it just it's actually perfect timing because now we have something that's going to be really cool coming out during this pandemic, so it's like, it's good material to have, to keep a momentum going.
Yeah, that's why I was going to ask you guys, with the craziness of the world right now, how are you guys holding up? You guys doing good? Trying to keep busy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just practicing a lot. I have a little electronic drums here.
There you go.
And I actually giving a drum lesson too. So perfect. I have everything set up for it. Yeah, still busy and just practicing, listening to music, playing video games, of course.
Sure. Oh, what are you playing now?
So I was playing with a friend and we played Call of Duty, the zombie mode. It was pretty fun.
There you go.
And it just told me about Destiny 2, I think, that I didn't know. And so I just downloaded and gonna start playing it and see how it is. Yeah.
I got kind of sucked into the Animal Crossing vortex right now, so that's what I've been on.
That's cool. Me too, actually.
Okay, I'm not alone. Apparently,
Yeah.
Danny Trejo plays too. I don't know the validity of that, but that's all it does.
Yeah.
Cool. So I caught a sneak peek of the video that Tarah shared with me. I dug it. I think it's very well shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, you shot with Eleanor. I'm gonna try not to butcher her last.
Skeptrum.
There we go.
and that accent, I don't know. I just imagined the accent, but actually, I don't know how you say her name.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eleanor.
If you're watching this,
I love you.
Yeah. So how was the shooting process? Did you guys, it looked like you had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, it was fun. And we were really lucky because, wasn't it raining a lot, Coco, at this time?
Yeah, like the all weeks.
Yeah.
Previous week was like raining and we were like, oh my God.
It was really weird. Yeah, it was really weird because, like in California, it barely rains. And then this year it's been raining a lot.
Yeah.
And actually because of the motorcycles, we actually, some of the girls from the motorcycle group were like, we're going to have to cancel. And then Maria, and I were like, no, we're not canceling. No, we're doing it. But of course, we didn't want to put anybody in a situation where anyone could get hurt, you know.
Sure.
But luckily, it was sunny all day. Actually, it was really funny because we all came white and we all left red. Everyone got sunburned.
Oh, I know that struggle. I don't even have the capacity to tan. I go from as pale as you see now, about as red as my shirt, and then right back to pale. No anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was in the video. It's a beautiful day outside, so it's kind of surprising to hear that it was raining the whole time. Well,
Yeah. You can see some puddles of water when we're shooting, like the what is it called? The drone.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
yeah, the overhead, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that day was, it got cold at the end, and I hate being cold. And when I actually am doing like the baseball bat,
yeah, my
it
favorite
was
video, by the way.
thank you. It was so cold, so cold.
And you're not wearing sleeves in that video at all. You're wearing something similar to what you're wearing now, actually.
I like to show my guns. Just kidding.
You got
No,
them.
I don't have any.
So I actually do want to talk about the song as well, Panthemath. I mentioned it briefly in my article back in December, but since the video that's coming out is for that song, so I figured we'd go a little bit more in depth to it. I was doing some research, so it looks like it was inspired by a conversation that you had with somebody.
Yes, who I cannot say the name,
Sure.
but but it was okay. Do you play music?
I do.
Or you're just okay. So imagine like we're having a conversation, and actually I was playing music with this guy in a different project, and he's very talented, but he was the kind of younger musician who just thought like, why isn't everyone doing what I'm doing? You know, so it was that type of conversation. And I said, well, first of all, define success. We don't want all to be at the top of the world. We don't, you know, like some people are better live, some people are better in studio, you know, not everyone works the same, not everyone wants the same, luckily, you know, so let's start with that, you know.
Sure.
And then it got me thinking about actually like, what if, because the struggling is what gets a lot of musicians, you know, to stop. And I was thinking, I wonder if there was one formula, you know, to get us from like believing in our project to just reaching the top. Like, would you want to know it? Would you take it, or would you just go through it just because, you know, you learn so much and you change so much in the process of doing it, you know?
Yeah, I like it. That's a very introspective look.
Well, so like I started Tarah Who, we were actually 4, you know, because I really wanted to have a lead guitar, but now we're a duo, you know, like.
I gotcha. I mean, it works. You guys have that really cool, edgy, you have that edgy punk sound while simultaneously keeping it upbeat. And I really dig it. It's not something you see a whole lot nowadays. So I think it's a really cool sound that you guys have. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, so it sounds like you had to deal with a lot of mansplaining then, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But then I think Coco and I have different experiences, right, Coco? Like.
Yeah. Me at the beginning, when I started playing drums, I was around 10, and I always have been with guys. You know, there were not a lot of girls. Maybe we were like 2 max, you know, something like that.
Sure.
But I actually never had a problem with them. They never told me, "Oh, you're a girl. Like, you know, why do you do that? You cannot." All this stuff. I never had that. They always saw me as like a drummer like them, you know.
That's good. Not everybody.
Yeah, that's really good. So. I think it might be because of my generation. I think there were more female musician, drummer, everything, and everybody's my age, let's say, are more like, well, it's normal, you know. It's not like before, like there is like a really few.
Yeah.
Now there is a lot. So yeah, so never had a problem with that.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, is this in, you grew up in Paris? Am I right on that? Or in that area?
So I grew up in the countryside.
Okay.
It's called Brittany. And it's right under Great Britain, right under it.
Okay.
Yeah. And
If the name doesn't give it away.
yeah, right. And so I went to a music school on my little city, like 6,000 people in it.
Okay.
So yeah, and I've been doing it at this school for like 8 years. So after my graduation from high school, I moved to Paris to have a more musical education there.
Sure.
And after that, when I got 21, I moved to LA.
Quite the leap there.
Yeah.
Now, is that where you met Tarah?
So actually, we were friends on Facebook. I don't really know how, but I think we had some common friends from Paris or something.
Okay.
And when I saw that she was living in LA, I just messaged her on Facebook and say, hey, I'm gonna come study at the Musician Institute in LA. So do you like have some info or some tips about the life there? And just like that. And so she gave me some advice and everything. And it's mostly like a few months after that she contacted me when she was looking for a drummer for her band. Yeah.
There we go. Worked out
perfectly.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who are watching this and you look up the band's Instagram, it says both Paris and LA. So you guys actually split your time between here and there?
No, well, I'm originally from Paris, and then no, it's because we're French and I think we cannot hide it. So, it would be a lie to just be like, yeah, we're from LA. Sure. And then 2 seconds later you say something and people are like, wait, that I heard that. That accent.
Yeah, we kind of run into that here in the States, which I'm sure you've kind of noticed by now. All of us who grew up on the West Coast, we kind of have, we have what people in the rest of the country call the West Coast accent, but what we call lack of one, because we don't really have any type of inflection. But if you go to like the South, they have their various Southern accents depending on what state you're in, and they can just immediately tell that you're from California or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's what I love about LA, though.
Oh, sure.
You have people from everywhere. Where are you? Are you in Seattle or?
So I am currently in Vancouver. I'm just across the bridge from Oregon. Yeah, but I did grow up in Southern California. I lived there pretty much my whole life. So, yep, LA many times.
Nice. Very cool. Oh, we were supposed to play in Vancouver.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, but then lockdown and that. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. We were so excited too. We're like, oh my God, we're going to play in Vancouver and then Vancouver Island.
Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Vancouver, Washington.
There's a Vancouver, Washington? Okay, let's start over.
The West Coast. It's California, Oregon, Washington.
Yes.
I live in Vancouver, and you can cross the bridge and be in Portland, Oregon. So I'm on like the southern border.
I see.
Yeah, if you go like, oh gosh, what is it? You can drive 3 hours north of Seattle and then take a ferry over to Vancouver, Canada.
Okay. Well, we might play in Vancouver, Washington one day.
I think more likely you would play in Portland. That's the bigger attraction for bands is Portland. And if you do, let me know. I'll be there.
Okay. Portland's nice, but our show in Portland was not the best that we had on that tour, huh, Coco?
Yeah, it was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened?
was mostly like the bands that we were playing with. They weren't really cooperative, and stuff. So that was a little bit like, well, okay.
Yeah, she's going for it, isn't she? I usually don't blame anyone.
I mean, that's true.
No, it's true.
I know.
But now they're going to look up who's who, or if the bands are watching, like, what? I thought we had a great time.
I thought we hit it off.
Yeah. Unfollow.
Great. Well, so during this kind of unusual time in the world, I like to ask the people that I have been interviewing, what kind of advice could you give someone right now? Not only just people watching this, but for musicians right now, because it's a very, very testing time for a lot of people. You can't go to shows, you can't tour, and stuff like that.
I think it's an amazing time. Like actually, Coco is an introvert, so I'm sure for her it's like, yay,
Yeah.
But
don't worry, introvert here too.
Yeah.
But I think for me it's been great too, just because I can just isolate myself in this room and like my little cave, and like we've been having fun just sending each other tracks. I'm writing new stuff, so then I'm going to be sending her new material, and then just back and forth. I've been catching up on other projects, like just playing drums or bass with other people. Mm-hmm. So, editing some video stuff, probably going to start. Actually, I don't have enough time because now I'm like, oh my God, like I need to do episode 4 of the documentary. It's all those things, So no, I love it. It's funny. We were talking to a friend of ours who's a musician in LA. And he was telling me that he was depressed, and I'm like, why? Because the second everything opens up, everyone's going to complain that they don't have time to do anything. So use that time, and you're most likely getting paid for it too.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, people complain that they don't have time to do what they want to do, and then life passes by, and then they didn't do that or this, they wanted to learn something. And actually with internet, you can do it all.
Sure. And we're very fortunate to live in the time that we are living in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, the pandemic's got everything closed, but we have Spotify, we have YouTube, we have the internet, we have stuff to stay connected while listening to music. I mean, I got my record collection, but I've also got my Spotify subscription. So
yeah,
keeping me sane. I get that.
But so someone told me about touring and like, are you okay? Did you miss it? I'm like, of course I miss it, because the only difference is that when we play in front of people, we get the energy, and that when we play a video for people on Instagram or whatever, I'm alone in my room and I have to, hey,
What are we doing? All right.
Yeah. So for that, it's a bit weird. But if it works out, with the proper hashtag and whatever, then people in wherever we cannot go anyway are seeing that video,
The exposure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, we just have to be smart about it, and it will reopen, and then we'll play shows again, but I think that this is a great time to get actually people's attention right now.
Sure.
Because they're actually sitting down and looking at their phone. I don't know if it's good, but
you can only look at memes for so long every day. No, I really I appreciate the optimism. It's a great outlook to have. And yeah, I can definitely relate. Just to the lockdown, I have the time. I've scheduled these interviews. I've scheduled interviews with you. I've got a couple more that I'll be posting this week on the website. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're exactly right. Make the most of this time, because when else are you going to have this much downtime to work on your project?
Exactly. And what was also really fun was that when our tour got canceled, every single one person that we booked with asked us if we wanted to play the show anyway on Instagram Live.
Oh, cool.
That's how cool like to me it was like, we didn't do it, you know, but I think just the thought of it is very cool.
It is, yeah. I see, you know, you can go onto a lot of YouTube and Instagram pages like Goldfinger and Death Cab for Cutie. They do a lot of
That kind, yeah.
like that. There's a YouTube channel I like to watch, 2 Minutes to Late Night, and they've been doing the at-home performances with different musicians, and he just edits it all together, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and it makes people a little more creative. You discover new bands, and
Yeah, like I have a lot of bands that I'm following, and big bands, and they're just releasing their shows on YouTube for people to see it, like a lot of them. So that's really cool too.
It's awesome, yeah.
Yeah. So there is always stuff to watch, to discover, everything.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for meeting with me today, guys. I won't really take up too much more of your time. I just got one more question, and that is, what's next for Tarah Who? What can we expect to see? Any upcoming plans if things kind of normalize this year?
yes. So we have right after the music video, we actually did a live session. Like we have 4 videos coming of us playing live in a very intimate room. And that is going to be released every 2 weeks, a new song.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, we thought of doing this for a few reasons. One of them being like when I book shows, for instance, you know, like there's so much that I can, you know, type to describe what we sound like, but it's never accurate. When you say, hey, we're a female rock duo, fun, and you know, it's never what it is, you know. So I was like, okay, well, here, watch this, and if you like this, then book us. If you don't like us, then, well, you know what we sound like, you know.
Sure.
You know.
So you can look at your guys' Instagram and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that looks interesting, and then you listen to your music, oh, they're punk, all right, cool.
Yeah, but our live show is totally different from our studio songs, because, you know, like I kind of like, when people listen on their own at home, you know, I want them to get into it. But then when we play a live show, I want to entertain, and I want them to also see the musicianship, you know. So we're like facing each other, and then she's a killer drummer, you know. So I just want people to see that, you know. So I'm like, all right, you know, like let's just expose that, you know.
And I dig it. So you guys kind of get that like Matt and Kim or White Stripes vibe, where you guys are like facing each other, playing each other, building that energy, and that's great. That just makes for the best live performances. I can't tell you how many concerts I've been to or like local shows where there's just no energy. The band's just kind of sitting there shoegazing, even though it's not shoegaze music.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's great. Tarah Who, again, new music video for Pandemount coming out on May 29th. Be sure to check it out. Tarah, Carpenter, Coralie, Herve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you again for meeting with me, and you guys have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.